Hi there guys. So I'm gonna make a video to show you what happens when you clog a lowboy toilet like this Kohler Rochelle. And so I've put a rag in the trapway, and you can see the bowl is pretty close to operating level. It actually probably could use a little more water. And the tank is, I've got it hooked up to water, by the way, and the tank is up to the fill line. So we're going to flush it and see what happens. So now you can see that it filled the bowl up part way, and when you flush a clogged lowboy, the tank partially drains, and I don't know if you can see, but the tank ball has actually not even closed. It's stuck open because right now the water level in the tank has equalized with the level in the bowl, and they're both filling at the same rate because that tank ball is stuck open. It's floating in the water actually. Normally, during a normal flush, the tank would drain completely, and that would allow the tank ball to float down and reseat. So basically the whole tank and bowl combination is just filling, and it'll keep filling until the tank simply gets back up to the high water level, and it'll shut off. Now, if something happened where the toilet was not plugged, but if the tank for some reason filled up and overfilled, or if the ball cock was leaking and wouldn't shut off, there's an overflow, actually a hole that's up behind the back of the rim that passes over to the tank. So if there was too much water in the tank, it would overflow into the bowl and down the trapway instead of coming out these holes. These holes are too high for water to come out. A lot of people wonder why those holes are there. I don't know why they're there, but unless the bowl was plugged and the tank kept filling and filling and filling for some reason, you're not going to get water out of those holes. This fill valve is kind of slow. I'm surprised it doesn't fill faster. The one in my Kohler Pompton was quicker than this. I don't know how much higher this is going to get, but let's see if I can get it to go higher and to where it'll shut off. Well, anyway, as you can see, it's not near overflowing. Now, what's cool is I'll show you what happens when I pull the plug, or if this had been a more normal instance. If you plunged this toilet and got it freed, here's what would happen. Now the bowl's going to siphon out. See? Now the tank ball seated and the tank will refill just like normal, and so will the bowl, and it'll be ready for another flush. Pretty cool. By the way, there's the date stamp on this. Probably can't read it, but I believe it's November 24, 1980. And then the lid is December 8th, 1980. I think this W means this was cast in Kohler, Wisconsin, as opposed to Spartanburg, South Carolina, because Kohler also had a plant there, still has a plant there. You know what I'll do? I'll film this flushing again. This thing here is the diverter that controls the water coming in through the ball cock. This diverter sends it either through this rubber tube to the bowl rinse, or it sends it straight down to fill the tank. So when we open the flapper, it's on rim wash. And when the tank ball closed, it switched over to tank fill. That's how this works. You have to have this kind of float valve in a lowboy because the rim, the toilet rim, is above the high water level in the tank, so there's no way you can gravity feed water, tank water, to the rim. And these toilets actually require at least 25 psi of water pressure and a ½ inch supply and stop in order to get enough volume to properly flush the bowl with the bowl rinse. Double K logo's in pretty good shape. Usually they're pretty faded on toilets this old. Now if you ever find one of these on Craigslist or eBay or by the side of the road, make sure it's got that fill valve. The parts are readily available online, and they're fairly reasonable. They can be rebuilt, but if you need a brand new valve, to replace that valve is over $300 these days. Individual parts are fairly reasonable, but make sure that's there. And also, these seats, they're available in different colors, but you're going to pay anywhere from $150 to $200 for a new seat. And for whatever reason, these hinges are separate. They're not going to come with a seat either. So, also, to get to the seat bolts on most lowboys, they stick down. You're not going to be able to see them, but they stick down inside the tank, and you have to stick a wrench or a pair of pliers down here to get those off. So, okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the Kohler Rochelle. This is one of my very favorite lowboys. And I'll see you guys later.